Okay, here we go. We're live.
Congratulations to Pat for finally changing his outfit since St. Patty's Day.
Yep.
It's been that long.
It's let me put this here on Twitter. Okay, we're streaming. Okay, here we go. Okay, hello, how's everyone doing? Hey guys, I want to apologize for starting the stream kind of late today. I just had a few things to do. But we're still gonna do a nice fun stream. And tomorrow, you know, have another part of a crime boss up. And then on Sunday we'll have a really cool lore video for GTA 4 that I think a lot of you guys are gonna really like, the GTA 4 lore video. So happy Friday, everyone! My favorite day of the week. Hope everyone's having a great weekend.
Everyone's pooping right now.
Okay, let me see. What happened to the Green Saber after the Green Saber mission? I never even thought about that. That's a good question. What even happened to the Green Saber? They probably destroyed it. They probably didn't want it as evidence. Yeah, that is a good question. I never thought about that. What happened to the Green Saber? Wow, yeah. That's a good one.
Sorry.
Hey, Eric. Happy Friday too, man. I think my membership expired, so I don't know when or if I'll be able to restart. That's fine, Polly. I appreciate the previous channel membership, but don't feel like you have to be a member of my channel only if you really want to. But
Sorry.
I really appreciate it though. Thank you, man, for the support and the channel membership in the past. Happy Memorial Weekend. Thank you. Same to you, Name. Thanks, man.
The History Channel's doing that Memorial Day thing on the DR. I really want to watch that.
Well, I have stopped watching the I stopped watching the History Channel like years ago. Last time I watched it, the last time the History Channel was good before it got stupid was like around 2012. That was like around that time when I was like, it was right when I was graduating high school. It was like the last time I remember was good. Now the History Channel, the only good show on the History Channel, the only one interesting to watch is Pawn Stars. It's the only one I actually like watching. Like most of the other stuff is like dumb on there. Like the alien stuff is the stupidest on there.
Yeah, but if you ever get the chance, watch The Food That Built America. That show's really good. It covers like, you know, the popular foods like
the what?
Not Haagen-Dazs. Food That Built America. They cover Domino's, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Burger King, Dairy Queen, Stouffer's. All of like the big food things you see here in America, they cover it. It's really interesting stuff to see how they made it big.
Yes, sometimes the crime documentaries are good on the History Channel, but some of them sometimes they got really stupid though.
Give The Food That Built America a try, and I guarantee you'll find it really interesting.
Pro, how much of a threat was the Warsaw Pact in 1983? Well, the thing is, the Warsaw Pact was not really that much of a threat to Western Europe. It was more the Soviet Union that was a threat to Western Europe, because the thing about that is the Warsaw Pact countries, most of the Warsaw Pact countries really hated the Soviet Union. So they, like, the governments were puppet governments of the Soviets, but the people there really didn't like the government. Like, you know, if there was like a World War III scenario, like in the 1980s with the Warsaw Pact, like I guarantee, because I can tell you from like Poland, at least Poland, knowing that's my parents' country, there would have been mass riots, mass protests if like a war started with Western Europe. So they wouldn't have fought. I don't think the majority of the Polish would have agreed to fight that war for the Soviets. So that was Hello, Patricio. ¿Cómo estás? Yo soy bueno. ¿Y tú? I think I said that right. Yeah. I've been practicing my Spanish a lot.
Ah.
I started playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and as soon as I Estoy, not soy. Okay. As soon as I got back into it, my account suspended for saying in a group chat F PlayStation. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you, man. I'm finally playing GTA 4. I've already downgraded the game to restore previously removed music. So far, I'm liking the gameplay. Oh, thank you, Victor. Yeah, GTA 4 is my personal favorite GTA game. I think it's the best one in the series. Thank you, Victor. Yeah, I've been using this lever action shotgun a lot more, and I like it a lot.
I like to use the Evans repeater. What do you think of the Evans repeater, Pat?
It has a very big, ammo capacity.
Yep. 26, that's a lot. I think in Red Dead Redemption 1 it was 22.
Pro, your Lynch cosplay is easily my top 5 most badass cosplays of yours besides Ghost Team, Rodolfo, Tony Montana, Aiden, and Johnny, GT Online Biker. Well, thank you, Mr. Waifu. Yeah, and I actually have a few more cosplays for Kane and Lynch, too, Dog Days. So there's a few more cosplays that are coming up. Thank you for the super chat.
Want to know a really cool cosplay would be really cool? I know you haven't played these games yet. You want to know what it would be, Pat?
What game?
The Metal Gear Solid. That'd be cool. Cosplay as Snake.
I would have to play those games from the start again, because I played the Metal Gear Solid games when I was a kid, but I haven't played the newer ones, and so I completely forgot the story in them. I know it was like, I know the majority of it, it was like, I remember the Patriots, those were the bad guys, right? They were like this secret government group that like wanted world domination, something like that. Like it was, I remember they were the bad guys, but I would have to replay those games again because usually when I play through games, I like to explain the story, and it would kind of suck if I didn't know the story. So I would have to replay it on my own, and then once I do that, I could probably then do a playthrough and then talk about the story.
Yeah, I would.
So, go on.
I would actually advise this, Pat. If you're gonna replay Metal Gear, start chronologically in the storyline. Start with Metal Gear Solid 3. That's where it actually all starts, and it's also the fan favorite Metal Gear Solid game as well.
I was about to say, well, two questions. Well, more like a question and a statement. So, Pat, PlayStation hosted an event on Wednesday. Did you see it?
No.
Alright, well anyways, point being, honestly, what was the peak of the event was they announced that Metal Gear Solid 3 is going to be remade. Kind of how the Resident Evils are being remade now, it's going to be kind of like that. Don't know when, just sometime in the future. And, but much sooner than that, the first 3 Metal Gear Solid games, is it the first 3?
Yes, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, yes.
Yeah, so yeah, 1, 2, and 3 will be available to play. They'll port them over. It'll be on the store. You can just buy it and play it on your PlayStation 5.
Wait, so the original PS1 games?
Yeah, the first one.
Oh, okay. Then I'll probably port it over to my PlayStation. I'll probably play through them. Hey, I seen World War II veteran interviews on the time in the war. Did you see my video on it? I did a video on the Medal of Honor Rising Sun when they had interviews with like real World War II veterans, and that was a check that one out if you hadn't already. FIFA 23, no, I can't really picture myself doing a playthrough of that. You know what? You know what me and my friend. Do you know what me and my friend did once when we were kids? We did something really stupid. When we were playing one of the FIFA games. I think it was a FIFA game. It was like an older game, and it was like a game where it was like FIFA World Cup or something like that, right? And do you know what we did? We were taking turns with it, but we chose North Korea as our team, and we won like the gold trophy as like playing as North Korea in the we were just doing that just to mess around. But the victory cutscene is always the same one each time. But yeah, that's what we did because it was North Korea was like a playable team in like one of the FIFA games, and we just like won the World Cup as North Korea.
That's actually jokes.
That was the 2010 World Cup FIFA. Oh yeah, it was an older game. It was like when we were kids, we played like it was an older FIFA that had like World Cup, and we just we did that. I think I was unlucky, but I got griefed while selling trader goods. I was almost at the destination, and then some a-holes blew up my wagon. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Patrick. The thing is, the wagons, you're not even supposed to destroy them. You're supposed to actually steal them from other players. But I got a question. Has anybody here ever actually stolen like a trader wagon? Because I'm just curious what happens during that. Because I know you can do it. You can steal another player's trader wagon, but I've never seen what actually happens when you do that. Has anybody actually done that? I was just curious.
I think I did that once with a friend, like way back. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. This is quite some time ago. It will give you a destination that is not wherever it's meant to go. You're taking it somewhere else.
You get the wholesale.
I don't think you get the whole thing. If I remember correctly, you get partial. Don't remember the amount.
There's a horse hairbrush over here if anybody wants it for a collector item.
Anything I can buy for myself as a late birthday gift? Maybe go on the Xbox or PlayStation store if you have those. See if there's like a game that you like. Me personally, usually when people ask me what I want for my birthday or stuff like that, sometimes they ask me ahead of time. I just typically say that you know, they don't have to get me anything, but if they want to get me something, then cash. That's typically my response when people ask me what I want. But it's because yeah, no, with cash you pretty much decide whatever you want with that. But I personally just like saving money. That's just what I always do. I always just save money. I don't typically like spending it. But you stole Trader back in 2019, and what did you get for that sophistry?
I would like to note, though, to the previous comment just for a moment. I know some people view a cash gift as sometimes as being insensitive, like, oh, you don't know, want to actually take a moment and think about something I might like. You're just gonna.
Well, look, I'll tell you something. Anybody who complains about getting cash for their birthday or Christmas is an idiot. That's just what I'll say about that, because it's like the person's giving you,
I'm kind of on that
giving
page
you money,
too, but
so
some
it's
people
like
think it's insensitive.
Well, it's insensitive. It would be even more insensitive if you bought somebody a gift and they didn't like it and they had to return it. That would be even more, weird.
Yeah,
it would just be
I'm
better.
also on that page.
It would just be better. Like that's what I always do. Is whenever I get people gifts from now on, all the time, I just give them cash or a gift card. That's just pretty much what I do, because then they can get whatever they want. Because then I don't know, if I get them something and then it's bad and they don't like it and it's just, that. The gift card that I've always gotten people has always gotten Amazon gift cards, because everybody uses Amazon. Those Visa gift cards are nice too. But the thing about them is that not everywhere like those cards can be accepted. Where like on Amazon you can pretty much just buy whatever you want on Amazon. So that's just what I've always done, is I just buy people. I either give people cash as a gift or I give them an Amazon gift card. That's what
I think the Amazon is almost global. They're in a lot of countries.
Yeah. So it's always I think those are typically the best gifts, but. But anybody who complains saying like, oh, you didn't know what I like, so you just gave me cash, well, I would respond to them, well, they didn't have to give you anything at all. So it's just, that was just it. It's like, I don't know how anyone could complain about that, for their birthday or Christmas. That's just stupid. That's dumb.
Hey, you want to know what's really funny? Some people actually thought that the Amazon headquarters was actually in the Amazon rainforest.
Oh, man.
Someone beat the Jedi Survivor's main story. with no damage and the crossguard lightsaber.
No, I haven't seen Pyrocynical's review. But extreme difficulty is brutal. In Kane and Lynch 2, extreme difficulty is so hard. It is so hard.
Worse than Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would say it's worse than Call of Duty, yeah. The worst part on extreme is the final mission. The final mission is the hardest mission in Kane and Lynch 2. That one's ridiculous. Hey Pro, if you're gonna play the Spider-Man games, just get the Miles Morales Ultimate Edition. You'll get the first 2 games, and you can eventually play Spider-Man 2. Okay.
Spider-Man Remastered is actually a standalone right now if you're in the first game.
I have to, I gotta, if I play those games one day, I'm just curious what New York looks like in that game, if it's accurate to the actual New York, so I have to play the game myself.
I haven't been to New York myself, but it looks pretty amazing. The graphics are really good.
That'll be later this year, Pro Heister. Thank you, Blinded Eagle. Thank you, man.
It sounds like somebody named Angry Asparagus wants to get in.
Will you try to beat a freelancer campaign? Yes. Can I ask this question? How do I change the difficulty in Hitman Freelancer? Because I know there's a hardcore option. Do I have to complete one campaign on just normal difficulty? Because how do I change the difficulty on Freelancer? Does anybody know? I couldn't figure it out.
I have not played. I do not know.
I have no idea.
Thank you, Project Game Plan. But do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna beat a Hitman Freelancer campaign. I'll do another one. I will. I'll start another one. But what I'm gonna do for the Hitman Freelancer campaign is I'm gonna play it on hardcore. I'm gonna play it on the hardest difficulty. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make one big video out of it. So just one giant video of all the Syndicate contracts together. That's what I'm gonna do. So that's I'll do that. Okay. Let me see here. Let's go to my Moonshine Shack.
Okay, I'm back.
Sounds like a plan.
You go over to the little tablet and change it. It's on the table with the world map. Oh, it's on the table? Okay, I couldn't figure out how to do it. Okay, I'll do that next time. Thank you for telling me about that, Pro Heister. But here's...
That's actually kind of weird, honestly.
Yeah, you gotta go up to the table to, like, little tablet. I'll say this, though. Does playing on the harder difficulty give you more money? Or XP, please tell me it does. Because if it doesn't give you more XP, and it should give you more money and more XP for playing on the harder. If it doesn't, that's stupid. Then it should give you more money for playing. Please tell me it does. Because right now, I stocked up a lot of money in Hitman Freelancer. I have like $50,000 Hitman Freelancer. Like money that's in Hitman Freelancer, so
You should be staying pretty then. Someone made Broly from Dragon Ball Super. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Thank you for telling me, Pro Heister. I'm gonna try and hardcore difficulty. That's the same thing as professional difficulty, right?
I have some ideas.
Okay, let's see here.
You have arrived.
A difficulty named after you, eh?
You are ready to drive.
Hello, Blinded Eagle. Thank you for the super chat. PlayStation Showcase was back, except Metal Gear Solid 2, Spider-Man 2, and a few others. Do you know what game?
That final Shape Destiny DLC, I'm really looking forward to.
Do you guys? I want to see if anybody can get this in the chat. So, most people that watch my channel, you will know my favorite types of games are crime games. Anything revolving around crime are typically my favorite games. So, I'm going to give people a hint. The game that I'm looking forward to the most this year, that I think will be my game of the year for 2023. It hasn't come out yet. It only has a teaser trailer, so it doesn't have an official trailer yet. But it's coming out this year. We know that it's a crime game. Okay, does anybody know what game I'm looking forward to? It's coming out this year. It's a crime game. And no, it's not GTA 6. Does anybody know what game I'm looking forward to? See if anybody can guess it. It's a crime game I'm really looking forward to.
GTA 6 has been coming out for a while.
Yup, people got it. Payday 3. Payday 3 is the game I'm looking forward to a lot this year. Payday 3.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yep.
They're making a third one.
Payday 3. And Payday 3 I think is supposed to take place. Payday 3 is supposed to take place in my hometown in New York, I believe. So I'm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So excited to see that. I guarantee
Is
you,
it gonna
if they're
have the second-
if they are gonna have it in, if they're gonna have Payday 3 in New York, I guarantee there's gonna be a Wall Street heist. I guarantee there's gonna be some kind of heist on Wall Street, and there's probably gonna be some
Oh,
kind of
definitely.
there's probably gonna be some kind of subway heist. There's guaranteed on that too. So that's
Or a subway escape.
Yeah,
it might be to actually drill through a subway to get something. That's what it might be.
Cops of some big companies are moving some valuables to the subway.
Oh, whoa, enemies here.
Yeah, my
That's
favorite
not what I have in plan.
Okay. Thank you for the super chat, WRV. I mean, you didn't have to super chat me, but I appreciate it, man. Okay. Well, it's, WRV messaged a bunch of you guys. If you guys could just respond to his message when you guys get the chance. Let's see here.
Is Payday 3 gonna act like Payday 2?
Let me see here.
Yeah,
Guys, get the drill. Yeah, you know what I'll tell you about Payday, though? About Payday, I generally enjoyed Payday, but there was just two things I really didn't like about Payday 2, even though I played Payday 2 a lot. I didn't play it really on this channel before, but I did play Payday 2 a lot on my spare time. But there's two things that I never liked about Payday 2. And the first thing that I didn't like about Payday 2 is you run out of ammo so fast in Payday 2. Like, it's just like, when you're playing the harder difficulties, especially, like I don't mind a challenge, I don't mind, because I'm pretty good at the gunplay. I can kill a lot of cops in that game really quickly. So I'm not bad at the gunplay. But I just don't like it how you just run out of ammo so quickly. And then when the only way to get more ammo is really, I think there's like a box that you can bring, but I think that there's also that you have to get it off cop dead bodies. And do you know what would be my go-to gun for every heist in Payday 2? It was the Mosin Nagant. That's the gun I would use, the rifle, the bolt-action rifle, because the Mosin Nagant, whenever you kill like a cop, it's like they drop like 2 bullets, so you get like an extra bullet, and the Mosin Nagant can also shoot through riot shields. So that's typically what I liked about it. That's why I used the Mosin Nagant pretty much all my heists in Payday 2. That was my go-to weapon, was the... But the, what I'll tell you is, the other thing that I really didn't like about Payday 2, and this is not really the game's fault, it's more the randoms. The randoms in Payday 2, you guys know this, the randoms can be really stupid. Do you know what was the worst heist? Do you know what the worst heist was in Payday 2 for me? The one that I hated the most. It was that I don't remember the heist name. It was the cartel. You were working for the cartel in that heist, and it was that you go to like a meth lab and you're supposed to pick up the meth, but the meth lab's cooks have been murdered, and so you have to like then cook the meth yourself, and you have to get all the ingredients. And I know how to do everything, but the problem is randoms don't. And you put one wrong ingredient in, it blows up the whole lab and just ruins the entire heist. And so I have never completed that heist. I never have, ever. Like the meth heist. I don't think I actually have completed it once, because every single time I did the meth heist, it would always, somebody would blow up the lab. It was every single time. It was like, Bane would tell you, oh, caustic soda, we need caustic soda, and then somebody else would put the other thing in, and it would just blow up. And it was just that's what I didn't like about the meth heist in Payday 2. It was like that one just annoyed me so much, because randoms kept messing it up. But there was that other heist, the other heist in Payday 2. I don't remember the name of it. Somebody probably knows. There's like that one heist where there's like some scientist, right? And he has like this big mansion, and there's like some lab underground in his mansion. Somebody probably knows what I'm talking about. And basically, there's like a bunch of machines, but only one machine is the right machine. And to figure out which is the right machine, you have to do a bunch of calculations. There's like a thing on the computer which gives you one hint. There's like a board that gives you a second hint, and like a third. And only one of the machines has all 3 of them. So that's the way to tell which is the right machine. And if you bag the wrong machine, the machine's already heavy, so you gotta carry them to the helicopter. When you bag the wrong machine and you take it to the helicopter, you have to wait like a few minutes. Bane checks it if it's the right machine or not. And then you have to go back and get the other one if it's the wrong one. And one time I was playing through that heist, I literally did everything that was on the board. I got it all right. I was going to check the machines, and some random bagged all the machines. He bagged like 10 machines, and I was like, oh my god. And so I don't think you could unbag them. And so literally I had to take each bag to the helicopter, wait for Bane to check it. I think it was like the 5th or 6th bag that we finally got it. It was like a nightmare. So that was like that was like the worst one. It was like, that was terrible. Oh, Big Oil, that's what it was called. Yeah, so that was it. Like, you know, people would just bag the machines. They wouldn't do the thing. So yeah, that was Pro, my main account is still hidden on your channel 2 years ago. Is there any option you could do it later? Well, I could check. I think I checked last time. I went through like all the banned lists and I wasn't able to find your name on there, Mark. But if you message me what it was again, and I can take a look and see. What games do you wish to replay? Oh, there's a bunch of games that I wish to replay. You know what? One game that I really wanted to do. I wanted to do a playthrough of Fallout 3 this year. I wanted to really do that one this year, Fallout 3. But if I do a playthrough of Fallout 3, because Fallout 3 is my favorite Fallout game. I like it even more than New Vegas. I have a platinum in New Vegas too. But the reason I like Fallout 3 more than New Vegas is because even though New Vegas has more choices, the reason I like Fallout 3 is because Fallout 3 is so much darker. Like, it's more darker than even Vegas. So that's what I like about Fallout 3. But, what is it? It's, hang on.
Fallout 3 also has the most unique opening too, I would say. You get to board. That's actually my first Fallout game too. Also,
That's also my first Fallout game too. Although it's the first one
My
I
first
played.
Fallout game was Shelter.
Mine as well.
I hate
You and me both.
Houston, Hoxton, Clover, and Sydney were my main. So thank you, Mr. Waifu. And thank you, Blinded Eagle. What the GTA 6 multiplayer should and shouldn't do? I think the GTA 6 multiplayer should focus a lot more on role-playing. Like actually, like, if it's like, you know, if it's like Vice City, I expect to see drugs a big part of the online, like maybe like speedboats, like smuggling drugs past the Coast Guard and stuff like that in the online. I think that stuff like that would be cool. I did, Mario. I did actually watch it. It was just the garden thing. That was stupid. But if I do a playthrough of Fallout 3, would you guys prefer it if I just do like evil, crazy evil psychopath playthrough, or would you guys like me to do a good guy
That's what I
playthrough?
did.
Because
Yeah.
I think if I do a playthrough of Fallout 3, I think I'm gonna go super evil because most players do good. I think I'll just do super evil on everything, and just like see both, that.
yeah, if you
That's
do
what
that,
I
Pat,
did.
please kill Butch and put his head in the toilet before you leave the vault.
And
Oh
kill
my
his mother.
god.
But if I do a playthrough of Fallout 3, I think what I'll do is I think I will do like just the main story in like one thing, like just part 1, part 2, part 3, the main quest, and then I'll probably do the DLCs in like a separate playlist, and then I will probably do the specific side quests, like the big ones.
Okay. I forget what
Yes,
that-
probably Mario.
Hey Pat, you know the town on a little destroyed bridge at the rescue some guy's kid from like bandits or something?
Wait, what?
There's a town in Fallout 3 like on a bridge, like a destroyed old bridge. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but the guard that guards the settlement, you can get his outfit in Fallout 76. They remastered it.
Is that the town that was threatened by like the cannibal vampire, cult?
Aerotech.
That was the
Paradesh.
yes, that was that. I think that was the town that you're talking about.
Yeah, the old guard there, you can get his outfit in 76.
It's just a scavenger outfit. It's nothing special.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Waifu Pro. Psychopath Pro will be very funny. Yeah, I would probably troll a lot on the evil playthrough. My favorite companion in Fallout 3 was Jericho. Jericho is my favorite one. But you know what's really funny? If you actually save Jericho before blowing up Megaton, and then if you actually fire him, you dismiss him, he goes right back to Megaton and he just stands next to it like when it's destroyed. And if you try to recruit him again, he's like, thank God, I thought it would grow like a 4th arm standing next to this.
I never blew up Megaton when I did it. I just disarmed the nuke, got a free house out of it, and used the house to store whatever the hell I pleased.
You know what the funniest thing was? In Fallout 3, there's like a line where like the dad will just tell you, son, I need to talk to you. And he's like, Megaton destroyed? You didn't have anything to do with that, did you? And then if you admit to it, he's like, he just says to you, I can't believe to say how disappointed I am in you. That goes against everything I taught you. It's like, literally, you just mass murdered, like, an entire town of people. And he's like, I'm disappointed in you. That was...
Oh, actually, no, I did worse things than blowing up. I just killed everybody in it. Just to get their guns.
You know what the most...
And then what I did...
Sebi, here's a trick question for you. What is the most evil thing that you can do in Fallout 3? It's a choice.
the most evil thing you can do in Fallout 3.
Yes. I'll give you a hint. It's a choice, and if you do that choice, it kills a lot of people. And it's not necessarily the FEV thing. It's actually part of the Broken Steel DLC.
The Broken Steel DLC. Is it at the end when you like use the orbital missile cannon?
Yep.
And you can like
That-
shoot
yeah.
them at the Pentagon?
Destroying the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 3 is even more evil than blowing up Megaton because you killed way more people with destroying the Brotherhood of Steel, but also because destroying the Brotherhood of Steel is like that's the Capital Wasteland's only real hope is the Brotherhood of Steel, and they're like the kind of like the main authority there. And if you destroy them, the Capital Wasteland basically just falls into complete anarchy and chaos.
Yeah, the super mutants take over everything.
The game was rigged from the start, Benny. Oh, yup, that was Fallout New Vegas. Thank you, Glover. I couldn't stand Benny.
I still gotta play.
Do you know something that a lot of players
You've never
actually
played New Vegas?
there's something that a lot of players actually don't know about. Do you know that the very first time that I played New Vegas, like the first time that I played it, do you know what I did when I confronted Benny? The first time that when I played it, I saw Benny like in the corner of the casino, and he was like standing with a bunch of guards, and I was already disarmed, and I knew I wouldn't be able to do anything, so I didn't even bother approaching him. And so what I did was, I was like trying to figure out what I could do, and what I did was I went to like the manager. If you go to the manager of the Tops Casino, you can actually tell him that Benny tried to have you killed. I actually didn't know about that, and so I just started telling him that, like, you know, Benny tried to have me killed, and like I show him the lighter and everything like that. And then what he does is he gives you back all your weapons, and he tells you that you can ambush Benny in his room. And so then you just go to Benny's room and you can just confront him with your gun. Benny doesn't have his bodyguards, and you can just kill him and get the platinum chip back. That's yeah.
It's even better if you play as a female character.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Pat knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but Benny was like a scumbag. Do you know what I did to Benny? I let the Legion crucify him. That's what I did to Benny when I played Fallout New Vegas, though.
Oh my god! Wow.
Is that the guy who shoots you in the head at the beginning of the
Yes,
game?
yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is,
checkered suit.
I really hate Caesar's Legion. I do. I don't like Caesar's Legion at all. But I just did that. I crucified Benny because I just couldn't stand him. So that's what I did when I played through New Vegas. Okay, thank you for the super chat, Ian.
Strong shit.
I'm partial to dog meat myself for my companion in Fallout 3.
You know
Rex was my favorite.
What I liked about Fallout New Vegas a lot is I like that in Fallout New Vegas, and when we get to 5 minutes to deliver the target, what I liked about Fallout New Vegas is how you could basically just say screw it to all the factions. You could say screw the NCR, screw Caesar's Legion, screw Mr. House, and you could just go your own way. Yes, man. That's what I liked about it.
Shit.
Although in Fallout New Vegas, I loved Edie. Edie is the best companion in Fallout New Vegas. Love him.
Oh, the Eyebot, yeah, he's awesome. I always give him to the Brotherhood of Steel.
Was
I don't give him
Reznov
to the
evil? No.
followers.
Will I do a Saints Row 4 playthrough? I will, but I gotta finish the DLCs for Saints Row 3 first.
Venga ya.
7 o'clock, good. Put in.
Throw him in the cell downstairs and we'll get to settling up. Go on. And this is yours.
Okay. Let me check my camp, because I haven't been at my camp at some time. Wonder what the trader is even at there. Why aren't you reading my question? What's your question, DJ? I'm sorry, I just had a lot of comments. What's your question? What do you think of a... What do you think about a young NBA star of $200 million contract throwing it away to act like a rapper playing with guns, which is against NBA policy?
Sorry.
I think I know who you're talking about. I think I saw an article about that. I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy sounds like an idiot to me. How would you throw that away just to what? Just to try to act tough? Like, pretend to be a gangster? You know, you could have a good career in basketball.
He probably makes 10 times the money doing NBA than any of that rapper stuff.
Why are East Coast and West Coast Brotherhood of Steel very different? Well, it's the main
I can
reason
answer that.
the reason that they're very different is because they're so far from each other and they have different elders. That's why. They're pretty much they're just so far from each other.
The West Coast has a council of elders beneath a high elder, but the East Coast is just under one elder.
In the first Spider-Man game, there's actually an Easter to GTA 4 where you stop a casino heist, and the planning board has multiple names,
I know that Easter egg.
including Nico and Roman. Oh,
Yeah, there's a GTA 4 reference in Spider-Man. I know that one. I've actually done it before. It's awesome.
I gotta take a look at that one day. Thank you,
Look at it
Blinded
on
Eagle.
YouTube.
Why does Volition stay away from their Saints Row 2 formula? Honestly, the main reason that we got the mess of Saints Row that it is today is I blame ultimately for that mess. By the way, does anybody need to sell Moonshine or Trader? Anyone need to sell anything? I can help. The reason that we got that mess with the Saints Row reboot was
I have Moonshine ready.
I blame the toxic GTA fanboys who were just constantly, you know, attacking Saints Row 2 and saying, "Oh, this is a GTA clone. You know, this is stupid. You know, this is the same thing as GTA San Andreas." I blame those people, the people who attacked Saints Row 2 over and over again, because the developers got tired of it. They got tired of it being accused of being a GTA clone, and so then they started doing all goofy things in like Saints Row the Third, and then Saints Row 4 got even stupider with like superpowers. And look at what they did with the reboot. So that was the reboot. They tried to appeal to everyone, and everyone hated it. So that was it. And the reboot was just a terrible disaster. It was like cringe, and it was just like the gameplay was just not good. And I don't even know why they had to have like the auto aim, like, you know, stuff like that. Like, you know, the Saints Row was always like a manual aim, you know, game. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Is that the coat from the Outlaw Pass? I think it might be.
Hey, bro, I have a Moonshine ready. Well, I'm gonna go check first, real quick.
Imagine we got Saints Row Online and it's 10 times better than GTA Online if Volition stayed good. Yeah, I would have liked to see something like that.
Yeah, create our own gangs and stuff, and our own colored gangs. That would have been awesome. That's actually something I was always dreaming
Yeah, like
about.
different gangs in the multiplayer. That would have I think that would have been kind of cool. Like they had like a gang war, like free mode in the multiplayer.
Gang war with other players.
Thank you, Mr. Waifu. And it's really stupid what it is really stupid what the developer did. That is just really stupid.
I think Saints Row 2 had like this multiplayer mode and stuff where you got to take over like other districts and stuff. I forget, but it's been a very long time since I played it. But I think you got to do that and stuff in PvP actually with other players.
I found a legendary bison.
Good job.
I remember there was a game mode in Saints Row 1, but I never played it. But it was called Protect the Pimp, I think.
I'm gonna check my Moonshine check. Check to see if it's ready. Should be.
Look at all the animals.
Okay. See here the chat. Why are the stupidest trades the U.S. has done with other? What are the stupidest trades the U.S. has done with other countries, in your opinion? What do you mean, like trade as in like what? Just, you know, just selling stuff and buying stuff? If you're or you talk about like criminal trades, like exchanging people, like stuff like that, like you know, people have been arrested in both countries. I personally think the stupidest thing that the stupidest trade the U.S. government has ever done, or one of the stupidest ones, was when they released Victor Bout, that Russian arms dealer from prison. That was the stupidest thing I think they've done. That was dumb. I feel bad for the girl who was arrested in Russia, the basketball player, but it was that, you know, that whole trade was uneven because we released a dangerous arms dealer for just, you know, that whole thing was just because that guy is still a threat. That guy, he could still cause problems.
Quite an operation you got here, Sebi.
Thank you, Ian, for the super chat.
Full, like,
Merchant
ready
of Death,
to
yes, he
sell.
was. Thank you, Ian, for the super chats. Thank you, Ian, again. Hey, professional, what would you do if you were rich? It depends on how rich I am. Like, do you want to give me like a specific, you know, just example? Like, are we talking just you know, rich for like millions, few $1 million, or are we talking like rich where it's like, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars? If you could specify on that, Jonathan. Pro, do you think the government is stupid? Yes.
Isn't the better word for rich, isn't it, wealthy?
Kind of. Rich is more like the slang word. A wealthy is more the kind of the yeah.
Like you're doing well with your money, as in, that's what it's more like.
Pro, I sent you an invite if you want to help me.
Oh, let me help you with that. Okay.
Okay, I guess I can get an invite to your posse, General.
Okay.
Alright, let me...
Let's see. Oh, Floridian Outlaw, is that you?
Yeah. Hold on, let me buff up my... Yeah, hold on, let me buff up my camp. There
Walt
we
Disney level rich. Okay. Nicolas
Walt
Cage
Disney
played a
level
character
rich.
based off him. Okay, if I was like super rich, where I had like hundreds of millions of dollars, what I would probably do with that, like, let's just say that I had, because honestly speaking, I don't need that much money. I don't. If I had just a few $1 million, that I would be happy with that for the rest of my life. You know, I don't need like, you know, 100 million, 200 million, 300 million dollars. And personally, I feel like I feel like this. Oh, there's a mission here. I feel like the money sometimes it's like a sickness in a way. Because the thing about this is some of these ultra rich people who have like hundreds of millions of dollars, they just hoard and hoard and hoard money. And it's like they never spend it. It's like, what's the point of getting all that money, you know, if you're never going to spend it on anything? Like, you know, what is the point exactly?
I can't get
Whoa.
posse.
Yeah, Pro started the mission by accident.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, and I upgrade my camp too large and then...
Hang on one
Don't know,
second.
it's
I'm just
probably-
clearing out this Oh! Okay. What the? It's still... What the? Okay, there we go. Okay, now... Well, okay, I'm gonna answer that question now about the rich question. I'm just trying to deal with these enemies here first. Hold on, I'm coming.
It's DC key.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Okay, so what I was saying now is the person asking me what I would do if I had, like, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't need that much money. I don't. You know, like I said, I'd be happy with just a few... I would just be happy with just a few $1 million. I don't need $100 million, like 200 million. I wouldn't even be able to spend that in my lifetime. So that's, and... It's like, with some of these ultra-rich people, I don't understand, like, they hoard all this money. It's like, and for what? And the thing about this is, these guys who have, like, hundreds of millions of dollars, if you look, the way they run their companies, it's like they try to save every single penny, even, like, on stupid things. And you would think that, like, you know, guys who have, like, hundreds of millions of dollars, you'd think that some of these guys would give back and have their, you know, employees and, like, their workers give them, like, better wages and, like, better living conditions. But no, they try to still milk everything like crazy, and they cut everybody's hours. It's just ridiculous. You have that much money. Why are you still trying to save every single penny? It's like, you don't need to. And that's what I say is that sometimes the collecting money and this obsessing, or it becomes like a disease. It's like a disease in your head, this obsession with money. So, like, me personally, I don't need that much money. Like, you know, I'll give you, I'll give you an example. If I had, like, you know, if I had, like, a, if I had, like, you know, $20 million, for example, right? What I would do is I would take, like, I'd probably take, like, 10 million of that $20 million. And what I would do is I would just buy a bunch of houses, like, just buy them, and I would just rent them out, just have a bunch of rental properties so that I could, like, have a steady flow of income, you know, for just the rest of my life. And I would just run that. And I'm a landlord in real life too, but I'm not a scumbag by any means. I'm very fair to my tenants. So, you know, that's what I would just do, because I think rental properties are a good investment. But I just buy a bunch of rental properties and just, you know, rent those out. And what I would do is I would take, like, probably, like, $8 million, the rest of the money, and I'd put it in, like, a high-yield savings account, just so it can save more money over time. And then the rest of the money, like the $2-3 million, I'd probably donate to, like, a charity or something. I'd probably try to build something to help somebody, like, something, because I don't need that much money. Oh, wait, this guy here.
Pat, remember the saying that Michael in GTA 5 says that being rich makes you miserable?
I would say that I don't necessarily always believe that. I think that money will definitely make people happy. Like, you know, somebody who's poor and then gets a ton of money all of a sudden is gonna be, very, very happy. What I'll say is, somebody who's already really rich and gets a ton of money, it might not affect them that much, but somebody who's very poor would make a massive difference for them.
Yeah, do you understand why he says that, Michael? Why he says he's miserable for being rich?
I have money, it
Because
just makes me
he
miserable.
doesn't like being rich.
If
If I was rich, I would buy an iceberg and then sail it up north.
Oh, target thing.
I think
I was about to start the moonshine.
I think it's probably because too Michael in GTA 5 is just ungrateful. That's what.
I mean, having all the money in the world and still be miserable as hell.
That's more on Michael's fault than anything, really.
True. Alright, I guess we gotta wait for them to deliver a target.
Okay. Oh. Top 10 worst things the classic Saints had done. Probably the worst thing the Saints had done was sell drugs. They got a lot of people addicted to drugs and worked with the Colombian cartel. Some other bad things the Saints had done: massacring a police station. What else had they done? That's some horrible things. Causing a bunch of chaos, pretending to be the Vice Kings. I'd have to really think it through. DL Gaming, thank you. Maybe I'll do a video on that one day. Top 10, you gave me an idea. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Top 10 worst things the classic Saints had done. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. Bob Marley. Thank you, Jonathan, for the super chat there.
Didn't the Saints in Saints Row 2, they stole the Loa Desk from the Sons of Somni?
Yes.
They tried to sell it for a price. That's what they did.
I might play The Last of Us one day. I did play games like Days Gone, if you count that. I played Days Gone and Dead Rising, which were, you know, games like that, kind of.
Apocalypse games.
Do you know what really sucked? You know what really sucked? The developer for Days Gone, do you know what they actually said the other day? Just the other day? They said that if we got the green light to do Days Gone 2, it would have been out last month. That's what the Days Gone developer said. If we got the green light, the second game would have been out last month. That made me really, that got me really annoyed because I love that game so much. Days Gone was like my favorite game of 2019. It was. I love Days Gone so much.
Do you want me to turn in this person immediately, or should I wait?
Wait until 6 minutes.
Okay.
So Days Gone 2 would have been out April 2023. So yeah, 2019 to 2023. Yeah, that's if it wasn't canceled, that's a fair amount of development time.
Here's what I'll say about money is while money might not necessarily get you happiness, what it does get you is it gets you comfort. That's what I'll say about money. So it's like, yeah, I do think that money will help a lot of people out. Oh, okay, Caliber.
Yes, Caliber. Hello, how you doing here in
Just a
chat?
second gonna head out there and bring that one in myself. Put him in the sale.
I swear, what was the point of a standalone Red Dead Online if they don't update it? It's so pointless. Also, did you see Naughty Dog's post on The Last of Us multiplayer and a new story? No, I haven't. What did they say? And thank you, Blinded Eagle. And that's why, basically, what it was is I was saying this was false advertising. What Rockstar did with Red Dead Online, you could argue this was false advertising, because they released Red Dead Online standalone, basically, and when you release a standalone game, you basically, I mean, they didn't say it directly, but you make the assumption if they're going to release a standalone game that it's going to be updated regularly. Like this said, an ever-expanding world. That was the term they used, ever-expanding world. And so that's why I consider false advertising what they did to this game.
Alright, speak to you soon.
This crap is overpriced.
It always is.
Hey, Pro, what's your favorite Call of Duty character? Like any of them?
Oh, my favorite character in the Black Ops series, I would say would have to be probably Reznov. My favorite character in the Modern Warfare series would have to be, who would it be? Probably Captain Price, yeah. Probably Price.
I'm gonna go with Woods, Sergeant Woods.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say as well, Frank. Wood.
I'm an onion mason. I'm an onion.
Everyone loves Woods.
Remember that? I'm an onion mason.
Oh,
Yeah, that was just...
yes, I remember.
Even the original voice
Yeah,
actor got
you're
really
extra
mad. He said that he would never... That the guy who originally played Woods got really mad, and he said that he would never say that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a goddamn onion mason.
That's one a fun fact, because everyone was hating on that line. They barely had it in the game.
Yeah, you're expert quiet. Yeah, you're the expert quiet. I'm a goddamn onion. I laugh so hard.
I did like the story in Cold War, and like, you know, Cold War for the most part, I did enjoy the story. But what I'll say about Cold War is that
Same.
there is so many people that were like, you know, saying Cold War is the worst Call of Duty game ever. This game sucks. And then like Vanguard came out, and so yeah, that's. I don't know how anybody could say Cold War is the worst Call of Duty. It wasn't. Cold War doesn't even come close. Cold War doesn't even come close to being the worst Call of Duty. I thought it wasn't an amazing game, but it was an okay one. Story was decent. The zombies were the best part of Cold War.
Yeah, zombies is really good.
Yeah, like Outbreak.
They absolutely nailed it.
Outbreak with all the vehicles, that was cool. So that was
You actually later on added a tank you could drive around it, so you could blast your love for Africa while running over zombies and blowing them to smithereens.
I hated the puzzles in Cold War. Well, Jean, why don't you go on my YouTube channel, go into my playlists. I have a Black Ops Cold War playlist. I actually have a video on that, the puzzles, how to complete all the puzzles. I have a guide on that, so if you get confused by the puzzles in Cold War, just watch my guide on it.
Cold War also the zombies. Outbreak actually had a story to it as well.
Let me guess, I take it Cold War is set in like a really snowy environment. Battles.
No. One of the maps was
I always did thought it would take place between, well, similar story of the Black Ops 1. Like
I would like for Treyarch's game personally to be next game to be Cold War 2, because I'd like to see them continue that series. I just don't want them.
I heard Treyarch's next game could be taking place in the Gulf War.
I don't know how I feel about that. Honestly, I'd rather a Cold War 2. That's what I would rather as the next game. I would like to see them make a series out of it.
Also did hear that the Call of Duty coming out this year may have an Outbreak mode on it, because Treyarch was posting job lists for people to work on Outbreak.
I want to see a COD game like Black Ops Cold War, but like showing the collapse of the Soviet Union in the early 90s as well.
And I'm sorry for cutting you off earlier, General. What were you saying?
Oh. I forgot what I just say. I think it was something about Cold War like had like very odd multiplayer, like those gears, like a multiplayer.
I thought multiplayer was fun.
Okay.
Someone's gonna try and catch up.
Yeah. No, I think there was a problem with the audio earlier in the stream. I fixed the audio problem. Was it repeating like the background audio? Okay, well I think I fixed it.
It sounded more like someone was just playing the stream back, like on Party.
If I'm saying on the Cold War topic, I missed out on season 6 because I didn't really feel like playing the game at that point. I missed out on getting Mason as an operator. The only good operator in the entire Cold War's life cycle was Mason. Everyone else was bad players. They were part of Perseus.
Mason, my friend. Tell me.
Let me the person asking me what gaming laptop do I have. Let me tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. I just have to check what it's called again. Have to search it through here. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to go back on my. When I remember I got it off Amazon, but I'm gonna have to. I'll have to search here. I think I got it in 2021. I got it, right? For people asking me what laptop I have, hold on, I'll tell you in just one moment. I just have to... Well, I'm really gonna have to scroll back a bunch here. One moment here, everyone. I'll tell you what laptop because I don't actually remember the name of the laptop. I'm sorry. Might have been in 2020 when I actually got it. Was it? No. When I search my orders on Amazon for laptop, I don't see it. Damn.
What, did you see that?
I was gonna ask. I just texted my friend what it was because he remembers the name of it. He'll probably text me back, and I'll let you guys know what it was called. Have you heard of the 1994 crime bill? If so, what do you think of it? Well, I think that around there was a lot of people had gotten thrown in prison at that time, especially for drug possession like marijuana. And my personal viewpoint on that is I think that that's wrong, and I think that that's bad. I don't think that anybody... The way I personally see it is I don't think people should be arrested for drug possession. However, though, I do think that they should be detained, and they should be forced to basically complete a rehab program. So that's basically how I would do it, is that if I was running the system, is I would basically just, if somebody was caught in possession of drugs, as long as it's not intent to distribute. If somebody's intent to distribute, I say, arrest them. But that's like drug dealing. But if somebody is like just in possession of drugs or just like an addict, I don't think that throwing that person in jail is going to fix anything. I think instead just force them to like complete a rehab program. Like tell them like, you have two choices. You can either go to jail or you can complete a rehab program. Because if that person chooses to go to jail, they're basically saying that they don't want help. And so they, you either, complete the rehab program. If you don't, you're going to send you to jail. So that's, if I was running it, I personally would do that. And I think that would, help a lot of people get clean of their addictions. But yeah, a lot of people got thrown in prison a lot for just simple marijuana possession. I personally think that's stupid. Thank you, Mario, for the super chat. Okay, I'll look at their messages after stream, AN. And thank you, Blinded Eagle. For example, in 2020 during COVID, I had a deal where like 5% of sales went towards a charity. In that scenario, you would you still be against buying MTX? What's MTX? Oh, Rockstar. During COVID, Rockstar had a deal. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just reading things wrong. Would I still be against buying MTX? Was that microtransactions? Is that what's MTX? What is that? Oh, my laptop that I purchased. I didn't purchase it on Amazon, right? I purchased it on okay. Yeah, okay. I purchased it on Best Buy. Hold on one second. I'm gonna
get going now. I got work tomorrow, so I gotta be up early.
Okay, I'll see you, man.
Going now.
See you, Melon.
Ellen.
I'll let you guys go if you want. I'm just gonna chill and do some buying on my own or something.
Alright,
And I'm down to help any of you.
let me see here,
With me, I haven't even done any business in this game for a long time.
I need some more chocolate milk.
Well, I have.
okay, let me see if I can put a link in the chat. I hope this link works. Okay, I put a link in the chat.
With people in the US.
I put a link in the chat, guys. That link that I put in the chat, that is actually the gaming laptop that I have. So for people wondering what I use as a gaming laptop, that is my gaming laptop. It's not the computer I'm on right now. Right now I'm on my desktop, a gaming PC, which is my stronger PC. But that's when I have that laptop in my room in New York. So whenever I visit my family, because whenever I visit my family, I'm usually there for like a month. When I do visit my family, I do all my work on that computer, and I play games on that computer too. So that's the one that I use. It's not available on Best Buy's website, but that's the one I have.
Is it on Best Buy, is it?
Thank you, Barney, for the super chat. But what was MTX earlier? Blinded Eagle. I'm sorry, I read your thing wrong. Rockstar. What is MTX? Microtransactions. Oh, if 5% of the microtransactions are going to charity, am I against that? Look, I'm not against microtransactions being in games, as long as the microtransactions offer just something purely cosmetic. As long as it's not something that's going to give a player an advantage, I'm perfectly fine with microtransactions being in games. The shark cards are the reason. I'm not a fan of shark cards. I never bought a shark card. Shark cards are the reason that we have free content in GTA Online, because then there'd be no incentive for Rockstar to make it. So that's the reason that we have free content in GTA Online. However, though, there are some other practices that Rockstar has that are very how would I say, not good, like GTA Plus, for example. That's definitely not needed. That's not necessary. That's kind of stupid. Okay, let me see here. Scroll up.
It gives me the Florida vibes.
I support equal rights for everyone. I think everybody should be able to marry who they want. What's my favorite Black Ops weapon? The AK-47. Yes, Asus was the computer. You're not Mr. Waifu. You're a good guy. It's okay, man. You're not buying a friendship. You supported me for a lot of super chats, which I appreciate a lot. You don't have to donate to me for me to be your friend. You are one of my friends. So thank you for all the super chats. Camp Raid and Red Dead Online, have I experienced it? Only one time. Only one time I've experienced a camp raid. Horse. Give horse apple here.
You ever ridden a horse in real life before?
No.
I
I think
It's fun.
I only got to when I was in kindergarten.
My uncle used to own a big ranch. Horses, he had horses, cows, chickens, all other animals.
I still don't know what a ranch is.
It's like a kind of like a big farm, but mostly like dedicated to like it's kind of like it's like damn, I'm having trouble explaining it.
Like the McFarland's ranch.
I'll look it up for you. Ranches are dedicated mostly to raising animals, where farms are dedicated to raising mostly product, like growing stuff. That's what it says the difference is.
Oh.
So ranchers are not really farmers, though they could be, but ranchers are mostly dedicated to raising animals.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Because like here, they're both called farms or acre properties, pretty much, acreage.
Pro, did you watch Fast X? No, I haven't.
I don't want to watch that because I really don't like what they're doing. Like all the action stuff, explosions. Kind of like Avengers, I'll say.
Hey, it's almost like a Michael Bay movie.
Yes, pretty much. And
Well,
another rocket car. Like, why?
What's your question, Phoenix? The Fast and Furious movies have gotten like really like stupid. I got banned from a Carmine GTA Online crew once for modding, even though they didn't find any proof and staff were scumbags, and I'm on PC. Huh. I'm sorry it happened to you, a Blinded Eagle, but I would just not go back to like a thing like that personally.
I've just been a car meet in real life.
And what I'll say about this, even if somebody had like a modded car at like a car meet, you know, it's still not good to mod into an online game, but it's not like, you know, they're killing anybody or griefing anybody. So that's what I'll say about that. I mean, I encountered modders on GTA 4 when I was playing on PS3, and like one modder was like a really nice guy and would just follow us around and just spawn random vehicles for us to mess around in. But then there was like another modder who he every single time I tried to start up a match, he would just crash the lobby and everybody's game would freeze, and that was just not fun. So it's What are we doing right now, General? Do you still have to sell anything?
Oh, I just came to some kind of mission, like take out the enemies mission.
Oh, let me see here.
A gang hideout, basically.
It's a bounty, but I'll come over to you right now. It's such a shame because Saint Denis is probably Saint Denis is probably the least utilized city in this game. Like, there was so much potential this city had. Like, a lot of these houses I could have seen, they could have done player properties with these houses. They definitely could have. And it's just, you know, it's just such a shame what happened. That they just abandoned this game like they did. Like,
Rockstar's plan originally was to make us go from like some small-time outlaw to an industrialist. So,
yep, and then they saw the shark card money and abandoned this game.
like they could have added all like the modernizing stuff to this game and stuff. Like the industrial stuff is actually what kind of could have modernized this game a little bit and stuff. And could have actually brought some GTA players to Red Dead.
Okay, okay, Blinded Eagle, I'll see you, man. Just one moment here, guys. Let me just turn off my air conditioner. Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, sorry about that, everyone.
Alright, I think my trade business is almost ready. I'm gonna check.
Your what is almost ready?
My trade business.
Did I hear about what's happening in Belgorod? That what border region in Russia? I did hear a bit about that. Yes, Glover, thank you for the super chat. I just yeah, it's just really bad what's going on there. Hopefully these you know, hopefully this war in Ukraine ends. It's just really horrible, this war that's going on. Have you ever experienced modders in Red Dead Redemption 1 online? No, I haven't.
I've actually encountered it, and some of them were pretty annoying.
A TikTok star got arrested for breaking into houses as a challenge. Yes, I think I'm gonna make a crazy current events video about that. Actually, that's a perfect story to do. That's ridiculous. And he wasn't just breaking into houses. I think he was also opening people's cars and just sitting in them. I think that's what he was doing too.
I don't know why some people would do that. Like, do something stupid. Like, they're gonna get like killed for.
Well, yeah. The thing about that is that somebody might react violently if you come into their home. I mean, you're breaking and entering in the first place, so that's so it could end really badly for him.
Yeah, pretty sure I'll have that kind of reaction. Like, I'll just not hesitate to shoot.
I demand you leave it nuts now. You are breaking and entering. That's from Harry Potter in the first movie. Uncle
Oh
Vernon
yeah, I barely remember that as a kid.
Dark
Well, I think
Viper
it's
AU is
something
preparing for another GTA GeoGuessr. Are you ready? I'm down to do another one if he wants to do another one. I'm always up for it.
I was like 3 or 4 years old, I think.
Yeah, that was what.
Say hello to my little friend. Click clack.
Would you rather have Red Dead Redemption 3 take place before Red Dead Redemption 2, after Red Dead Redemption 1, or in between? Why? How do you think this story could play out? Do you know, I can answer your question, because I've actually thought about this before. The next Red Dead Redemption game, do you know, they pretty much covered the entire Wild West in this game, when you really think about it, because I'll tell you what these places are. This is New Orleans, this Lemoyne, this is Louisiana. New Hanover, this place right here, this is the Midwest. This is, this area here, this is South Dakota, North Dakota, and possibly parts of Nebraska. This area up here, this is Montana and Idaho. This area up here, this is probably some of the more northern states, the northern southern states. This is probably like, you know, South Carolina, North Carolina, and over here, you know, West Elizabeth, I'm trying to think about what that could possibly be. I know this New Austin, that's Texas and New Mexico, and possibly parts of Arizona. Or maybe West Elizabeth actually could have been more like the fields parts of Texas, the fieldy parts of Texas. So that's, the point that I'm making is that this game has pretty much covered the entire West, because when people think about the Wild West, they typically think about, like, some desert with, like, some town with some tumbleweed blowing in it. But the Wild West was actually, like, a lot of states, and, like, a lot of places where there wasn't desert. It was, like, the woods. That was also considered the Wild West in some places. So there's so what the point that I'm getting at is that I think that I think that the next Red Dead Redemption game should take place after Red Dead Redemption 1. So, and who should you play as? I think you should play as Jack. That's what I think you should play as, Jack. I think Jack should be the main character of the next game, and I think he should have, like, his own story. That's what I think personally should happen in the next Red Dead game. And about Jack's story, what do I say about it is, why don't they do it, like, they could call it something else. Like, it doesn't even have to be called Red Dead Redemption 3. Because by the time that Jack is, like, you know, older, like, you know, there's gonna be, like, some vehicles out on the roads and stuff like that. I was thinking, why don't they do, like, Chicago, for example? Why don't they do the city of Chicago? Like, you know how this game has Lemoyne, has Saint Denis? Why don't they do a city that's based on Chicago? And, like, do, like, a big countryside? And, like, they do something, like, in the 1920s. Like, you know, after World War I, and like Jack's a little bit older, and like Jack gets involved with the mafia and something like that, and they're bootlegging and smuggling alcohol, like, you know, something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Like, you know, have that. It doesn't have to be called Red Dead Redemption 3, but it could take place in the same universe. So that's what what I'll say about that. I'd like to see something like that.
Okay, Pat. So also with Jack Marston, Jack Marston. I think he did say that he also did want to. He kind of wanted to travel the world as well. That's what Jack Marston said. So, do you think it could take place outside of America as well?
No, I think any game with Jack Marston will still take place in America. He just might go somewhere far, but.
Yeah, so they can't do it in Europe or something.
And also, for people that are saying that Jack is gonna get drafted into World War I, no, he won't. And for how do I know that he won't get drafted into World War I? America doesn't join World War I until April of 1917. And also, what I'll say about that is that Jack Marston would only get drafted if he went to like a city and he registered. That's the only way he would get drafted. Because Jack Marston, the government has no idea who he is. He doesn't even have a birth certificate. They don't know who he is. Because Jack was born in like an outlaws camp. That's where he was born. So the government really has no idea that he exists. So he can't get drafted if the government doesn't know he exists. So that's what I'll say is that there's no registration of him. There's no, you know, unless he goes to volunteer, he's not going to fight in World War I. So that's a lot of people back then were born. People were born in small towns back then, and they had no birth certificates. It's not until like the modern, you know, the 21st century really that like so many people are starting to have birth certificates. I mean, like more kind of like in the past, like the 1950s, like people started having more birth certificates, and there was like, you know, more of that and more registration. But before that, like people were born in small towns all the time, and the government never knew who they were. So that's Okay, I'll see you, Jacob. Take care, man. Is there any events coming up, like anything like Fool's Gold or anything like that?
Well, if there is, I'll join your...
Could somebody check the free mode lists? Is there any events coming up soon?
Let's see here.
Do you think Roman is forgetting his bad memories of his language because of bad memories of the war? No. Roman actually does not have that many bad memories of the war because Roman left when the bulk of it happened. So he doesn't really have that many memories. The reason that Roman's Serbian isn't that good is because Roman didn't speak Serbian to anybody. You have to remember, Roman's mom is dead. She died in the Bosnian War. And so he doesn't have anybody to speak Serbian to, and he's been in America. He's been speaking English for some time, so that's why Nico and Roman probably speak English too, because of that. So that's he's been in America for what, 10 years, and he hasn't spoken any Serbian in that time. And so after 10 years, you'll still probably remember some basic Serbian, but you'll probably forget a bunch of it. So that's the thing is though. If you move to another country, where they don't speak your native language, you can forget your language. It's not going to happen. It's not something that's going to happen like just overnight, but something that's going to happen over years and years. Like, if I move to like Hokkaido in Japan, for example, and I moved to some small town in like the mountains in Japan, and like I still I just learned how to speak Japanese, and I would just speak Japanese. After like 10 years, my English would be probably pretty bad. Like it would just, because if I didn't speak to anybody, but that probably wouldn't happen in like a modern day age, because there's the internet, which you can still read in your native language, and there's still people on the internet you can talk to. But like back then, like people would forget their languages all the time. It's why when immigrants moved to America, they quickly forgot their languages over time, because they didn't really unless they spoke to other immigrants. And so that's but like now, today's day and age, people don't typically forget their native language that much, but it did happen back in the day. Hi, how have I not played GTA 4 as a partial Serb? You should give it a try. GTA 4, I think, has the best character with Nico Bellic. I think he's the best GTA character. Feed that horse. Oh, right. My horse should be fed. You're right. So what are we doing right now? Does anybody need help selling anything? Let me look up Red Dead Free Mode events. I'm gonna see if there's anything.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
Let's look it up. Let's see if there's anything on it. Oh no, wildlife photographer. Ugh, that sucks. No, forget that.
Pro, do you need help on selling?
Pro, I work at Subway. What's your favorite sandwich from there? My favorite sandwich in Subway. I haven't had Subway in a long time. I would say that for Subway, my favorite sandwich in Subway was just the Italian bread. I would have a turkey, turkey, American cheese, and just pickles, and some nice tomato and lettuce on it. That's what typically I would have. Typically, I had a turkey sub.
One of my favorite subs is the pizza sub. I love that one. Really good.
I never had that one.
I like tuna.
Supplies arriving soon. Still hasn't been delivered.
I actually enjoy pizza subs more than actual pizza itself.
I haven't tried it yet, but I will give it a try.
The what?
The pizza sub.
Oh, okay, yeah, you should try it out. If you like pizza, you probably might like the pizza sub. Maybe you might like it more.
Alright, well, I'll go check it out then. Oh, hi, Jess.
More healthier too, probably.
I don't even know if Subway here even has any of that sort of stuff. I don't even know if it has any of those.
Can you do a lore video of how long Sweet would be in prison for? Or what charge he would get if it wasn't for CJ? Possibly, yeah. But that's what the government can prove. Because the thing about that is that Sweet was arrested for, opening fire, using a weapon in a public place, trying to kill also. The thing about that is attempted murder would be a little bit difficult to prove that Sweet did. I mean, did Sweet kill anybody in that scene under the highway? I don't know. He got hit. But the thing is, what Sweet's lawyer probably would have done in that case if Sweet had probably a good lawyer, is they probably would just want him to get a gun charge. That's probably what it was, and they would try to dismiss any kind of manslaughter or murder charges because the lawyer would probably argue that Sweet was defending himself. So the lawyer would probably admit that he was illegally carrying a weapon, but would probably admit that he was defending himself because there was ballas that were shooting at them too. So it's a little complicated thinking about that one.
Yeah, if Sweet needs a lawyer, he better call Saul.
Yep.
Oh, I was gonna think like not Rosenberg. Wait, maybe Rosenberg. I don't know. Isn't it Rosenberg like involved with the lawyer thing?
Roseberg isn't a lawyer at the time of San Andreas. He got disbarred.
I think my trade business glitch or something. Like, just flights weren't like delivered.
There is no sheep tacos at Subways. Wait, what's wrong, Mr. Waifu? I want to do Spec Ops The Line. A lot of people have
Yeah, that's a great game.
Could they charge Sweet with past crimes if they can prove it? If you play Metal Gear Solid 4, I hope to see I hope to see beat the game on Big Boss Run to get the emblem on a separate playthrough and live stream so we can cheer you on when it comes to the PS5. Okay. Throwing some beers and watching the Beast from the East. Let's go. Thank you, Chili. I blew everything good I have right now. What do you mean, Mr. Waifu? I really like your Kane and Lynch walkthrough. Was there ever supposed to be a third one? Because I would really like to see it. Yes, there was, but it was, unfortunately, canceled. Will you be doing a GTA 4 stream on your birthday? Yes, we'll do something on my birthday stream.
I could have done my birthday stream.
Subway's pretty easy, though, compared to the last show Chick-fil-A. At least I don't come home smelling like grease. Yeah, I can imagine Subway would be a more chill job.
You're turning 29, Pat.
So you think it would be a 2 or 5 years since it's only a gun charge? I don't know, but Sweet is probably, depending on, it depends. You know, it really depends on what could happen. There could be a lot of different other charges thrown at him there. Well, I don't want to talk about that war, Jean. There's just a lot of bad stuff that's going on there, and I just, you know, want to keep the stream positive. Is Claude the most dangerous GTA character? Yes, he is, because he has no limits. I really enjoyed the Guarma part of Red Dead Redemption 2. So unexpected in a good way. Yeah, I liked the Guarma part. I liked fighting like I liked fighting Hussar's army, and just blowing up the battleship. I thought it was cool. I don't know why so many people hated the Guarma part. I actually liked it.
That was my favorite part, I reckon.
Same.
Yeah, I like
You know what the stupidest thing Dutch says? When they're in Guarma, Dutch says everything is still going according to plan, Arthur. That's what he says.
Everything's going to plan, Arthur.
That's what he sounds like.
Right.
The way he says Arthur is like this.
Arthur.
Thank you for fundraising for those orphans in Africa. Pleasant surprise. Well, thank you, Emily. Yeah, I'm gonna do another charity stream in like June or July. That's usually May, June, July is usually when I do a charity stream. I'm just gonna decide what charity I'm gonna do the stream for. But right now, I decided to start up my charity again because we raised over $2,000 for the earthquake victims in Syria and Turkey. So thank you everybody who donated. I opened up my old charity campaign, which is to help the orphans in Africa. So I have like a lot of it's a safe, and just so you guys know, whenever I have a charity link to my videos, I always research the charity heavily. You can also research it if you want, but I always research the charities a lot. And so that one was the Heart of the Bride, the charity that I have on there. It's a good one. Tony Cipriani is the second most evil. I would say Claude is the worst one. I wonder why Ellie got so mad at Joel for telling the truth. Sure, a cure was never made like planned, but I can bet he would have wanted her to live. I don't know. I guess she might have felt some kind of guilt for it, but you know, it's not her fault that she's immune. But I personally think, I think that the Joel and Ellie sequences, the flashbacks, I think those were pretty good. But I think the Abby scenes were just bad, personally. That's just my opinion. If you like the game, that's fine. But I just felt like Abby's story was just not well written. Yes, and Fusar is actually based on a real group, which I'll talk about in a video in the future. Wait, what? Why? What's wrong, Mr. Waifu? Okay, let me start my posse again here. Hey, Super Mario, Edgar.
Hey, Pat.
Favorite mission in GTA San Andreas? End of the line, the final one.
Angry Asparagus would like an invite to your posse.
Is he in the session? Oh,
yeah,
he is.
You see it?
Who's Angry Asparagus?
One of your viewers.
Oh, okay.
The guy who wants to join this party as well.
Oh, okay.
Messaged me a few times.
Oh, hang on, I gotta make a spot.
Yeah, Melons doesn't play very much, so I guess that's fine.
The music in Kane and Lynch 2 is actually not copyrighted, which I actually appreciate that. I can play it.
Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid music is also not copyrighted as well. I appreciate that as well.
You doing alright, Jess?
Yeah.
Yeah, now, General.
Okay, what's going on over here? We're doing a mission?
Oh, some stranger needs rescue, so I
yeah.
just came by to rescue.
Did you invite Angry Asparagus yet?
Let me see here. Posse.
Yeah, I'm right.
I think we have to complete the mission. Just complete the mission really quickly and he'll get in. Pro, you should do a fundraiser for Jeff Bezos. He desperately needs money for his 38th mansion and 52nd super yacht. Please, Pro, be considerate. Thank you, Glover, for the super chat.
What the heck? For a mansion and a yacht.
Yeah, and we should probably do a fundraiser for Bill Gates too. I mean, he needs his 50th farm in North Dakota too.
And Elon Musk, don't forget him. He needs to do another rocket launch.
Yeah.
Actually, let's do it for Dutch, because he needs money for Tahiti.
I think the whole idea of Guarma was to prove that Tahiti might possibly be no different than Guarma. I think that's what it meant.
What is it here?
What it was.
No, Mario, I don't
I
think
blame-
so.
I blame Dutch for Hosea's and Lenny's death, and John's arrest.
How I beat a lot of the missions in GTA 4 on my first try. Yes, when I played GTA 4, I practically beat all the missions on my first try, almost all of them. Even the bank heist, I beat that on my first try when I played it back in 2008. There's only 2 missions that I failed a bunch of times in GTA 4, and I remember the missions I failed. The first mission that I failed was that, I failed this a few times. It was that mission when you confront Luca and his crew when they stole the diamonds from Ray, and like when Nico chases them and they drive through Star Junction, which is Times Square, I always crashed. I crashed in that part and then they would get away. I failed that mission a few times when I was a kid. And then the other mission that I failed is the Pegorino's Pride. That mission, I failed that mission because when Pegorino wants you to get the offering back, I thought that I was supposed to blow up the car, and I blew up the car, and that fails the mission, but you're supposed to follow them until they crash. But what I'll say is, for Pegorino's Pride, if you actually blow up the offering, there's actually a really funny fail cutscene. There's a cutscene that plays, and Nico actually tells, I'm sorry that gift got destroyed, Mr. Pegorino. Maybe you can buy another one on craplist.net. And then Pegorino says, don't worry about that cousin of yours sleeping by himself in his Algonquin pad. I'm sure he'll be fine. That's what Pegorino says to Nico.
Hey, Pat, I got a really good question for you.
What's that?
What does GTA 4 and Far Cry 2 have in common?
The dark tone to the game?
Yep, that's one of them. Also, the diamonds. Oh crap, I'm getting attacked by...
Okay. What the... Okay, hang on. Posse. Okay, inviting asparagus.
They're also the most realistic as well. In the series, Far Cry 2 is the most realistic, GTA 4 is the
What's with all the... What's with all... What is this, a panther? Where is this all coming from? Go away. Got it. Oh, manual aim too. Oh. What do you think of Megan and Harry's supposed high-speed chase through New York? Well, look, I don't know about what's going on with Megan and Harry, but It was it?
Yeah.
Was
They
it actually
deliberately did that?
Was it actually proven that it was staged?
It's obvious. You can just see the whole thing for themselves. Like, they tried to do it like a Princess Diana, where they were sitting in a taxi. Like, what rich celebrities get in a taxi and just sit there and drive around, the city in a taxi?
Well, I don't know what's
Like,
going
no one
on.
does that.
I don't know what's going on. I don't think the paparazzi should be following them around because, but at the same, but what I say is I'm no fan of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I think they're both a bunch of idiots. I just don't like them. And what I'll say about it is that literally, in my country, in the United States, we fought to get away from monarchy. We have no monarchy, and I'm actually very proud of that. I'm very proud of the fact that we have no monarchy. We're like one of the few countries in the world that has never had a monarchy, and I'm very proud of that. And so it's like I'm just so sick of this stupid drama of like Prince Harry and like Meghan Markle. Like we fought to get away from entitled monarchy, and so I constantly hear in the media about this stupid celebrity prince and his wife just complaining about something new. So that's what I say about them is I'm no fan of them. I don't like them, and it's just. And honestly, I don't know why they have to bring their drama into my country, into America. So that's, we're not part of this mess. Pro, I believe Sweet's incorruptible. Why towards the end he agrees to do the drug even though he hates cocaine and drug dealers? There has to be some reason for that. I think you can make a lore video on this. Well, the reason look, what I said about Sweet being uncorruptible, it's true. Because Sweet can be an asshole at times, excuse my language, but Sweet does. He will never betray your friends. He will never betray his friends. He will never betray his gang. Sweet is that type of guy that he'd rather take a life sentence than, rat somebody out. So he would never do that. Even his worst enemies, he wouldn't even rat out, Tenpenny. Sweet would kill Tenpenny, don't get me wrong, but he's not gonna, take him down by ratting him out. That's not how he would do it. So when you're talking about him nearly smoking crack, the reason that Sweet was nearly smoking crack wasn't because he was corruptible, but it was more because of the fact that he had nearly given up. Because, things were just constantly going bad. And that was pretty much what it was. He was just pretty much done with everything.
Yeah,
okay.
Also because he was kind of depressed and the hood was falling apart, so he was like, "This destroyed the hood, so I'm gonna destroy me too." That's what he was doing. That's why he did that.
Good thing
CJ
was
stopped
there.
him.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey Pat, I remember you did say in one of your San Andreas Definitive Edition playthroughs, you did say that that CJ should have said to Sweet, "I flew a fighter jet to get you out of here and stuff." Or
yep.
something. I had to that's what I wish CJ did say that as well.
I'll just yell at him, confront him. Well, kind of not confront him, I don't know.
I'm going to my Moonshine Shack here. I just can't yeah, I just personally cannot stand Prince Harry and just Meghan Markle. I just think that they're both annoying. I enter with Posse here.
But yeah, that's one of the things I really liked about San Andreas. I liked sneaking into the army base. I wish that GTA 4 actually had missions like that as well, or something where Nico would actually sneak into an army base or something too.
What is the worst example of instance of cancel culture that you have ever seen? Damn, I can't think of anything at the moment. I think I could probably think of something. Thank you, Blinded Eagle. We need a fund for Johnny Depp to go back to the Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, I think he's done with it personally because they didn't back him up on his trial.
I remember that. It was actually I was watching a lot of the trial, and this was asked at one point, "Would you ever do Pirates of the Caribbean again?" Which he replied with something to the effect of, "If they offered me 100 elephants and $100 million, no, never."
No, I think he said if they offered me like $100 million, then no, and so Disney offered him $101 million.
Did they really?
Yeah,
Then what did he say?
it's unknown. I think he might have declined it. I don't know.
But didn't he refused to work with Disney because Disney took Amber's side, right?
Yeah, because they believed Amber's whole entire
And then Disney
Me
apologized
Too.
to him afterwards, right?
Yeah, Disney apologized, and then they offered him
Fake apology.
$101 million.
But rather than actually, hearing things out and figuring out, the right and the wrong, they just immediately, goodbye. At the very least, what they could have done is, in most professional environments, when there's a conflict, the involved parties are sometimes suspended, and then the investigation carries out, and whatever the result is, you deal with it when you figure it out.
Dance for 2 minutes, this moonshine business, okay. Okay, awkward dance, okay.
I'm playing the piano.
Yeah, I think I hear the
Awkward
music in the
dance.
background.
This is an awkward dance. Hey, Professional, I'm a fan of your content. I'm curious about your thoughts on which is the worst Mafia in the HD universe. Thank you, Burgundy. What, do you mean like worst Mafia as in like most evil, or do you mean worst as in stupidest? If you mean the stupidest Mafia in the series, it would be the Pecorino family, it's the stupidest family. The most evil family, the Forellis. Oh wait, that's 3D. For HD universe, most evil. Probably, we don't really have that much information of a lot of the mafias in there, so, judging, well look, if you're talking about strictly just mafia speaking, the worst mafia is the Raskolov Bratfia. I think if I'm pronouncing that correctly, that's Dmitry Raskolov's Russian mafia. That's the most evil one. If you're specifically referencing to the Italian mafias, the Italian mafias would probably be the worst one. Ancelotti's probably, because the Ancelotti's deal with like deal with drugs with the Russian mafia.
I don't know, what the hell am I doing?
Okay, he's got to dance for 1 minute here. There we go. I wonder if anyone's seen Public Enemies. Johnny Depp played John Dillinger, and it was actually filmed in my hometown's courthouse. My mom almost met him. Oh, that's pretty cool. John Dillinger, the bank robber in the 1930s. I saw that movie a long time ago. I seen that movie. That movie shows a lot of, like, it shows that the police used to beat people up in interrogation rooms. They're not allowed to do that anymore, but that was a common thing that happened back then. Got my answer for the cancel culture question in just 1 moment, Mario. Mr. Beast is people trying to cancel him for curing 1,000 blind people. I wish I wasn't being serious, but is it true? Just why? Yeah, that is probably the best example I can think of cancel culture. So you just basically said it right there, George. Mr. Beast, people trying to cancel Mr. Beast. And, like, they try to cancel him for stupid things, like saying that Mr. Beast was, like, gets rich off of helping people, but the thing about that is, who cares if he gets rich off of helping people, because he still helps a ton of people. Sure, he makes a living off of helping people, but he helps people regardless. So isn't that a good thing that he's still helping people? Even if he's getting rich off of it, he's helping people. So, so who cares? His videos have helped a lot of people. A lot. And the fact that he's helping people get eye surgery operations too, like, who cares if he gets rich doing that, if he's helping people, if he's doing it for a good cause. So that's, yeah, I'd say trying to cancel Trying to cancel Mr. Beast. That's probably the stupidest thing ever. Yeah.
Oh, well, I just seen him try.
You can find Dutch's mom's gravestone. It's located in the Blackwater Church graveyard. It's close to the big tree. Really?
Well, yeah, I know about that.
I'll try to. Well, we could try to find that right now.
Alright, let's take a look.
What happened to Gracie after GTA 4? Oh, she went back to her house because you can find her as a random stranger.
Whoa. What the?
I mean, the reason that I'm not going to watch the new Fast and Furious movies is a combination of factors. John Cena is one of the reasons because I don't like John Cena. But another reason is because of the fact that the movies has gotten so ridiculous. Like, I don't even know what the hell is going on anymore. It's like those movies are just it's just like one scene he gets his car caught with a fighter jet. That's just so dumb.
I don't know why my brother likes that movie. And I don't know why some people complain after they watch it. Like, what do they expect? Like, they all got hyped up, and then all of a sudden they get pissed off after they watch that movie. Like, I really don't get it. Like, I don't know what they expect.
What's the hardest video to come up with? Top 5 and top 10 videos. They're even harder to come up with than lore videos. Because the fact that I've pretty much done most everything on top 5 and top 10 in GTA.
Fast and Furious definitely has a identity crisis, that franchise.
You don't like John Cena? The reason that I don't like John Cena is because John Cena called Taiwan a country, and then he apologized to the Chinese government. I think Taiwan is a country, and I don't think he should have. I was actually happy initially with calling Taiwan a country, but then when he apologized to the Chinese government, you know, that was just, you know, for me, that was just, you know, anybody who apologizes to the Chinese government and, like, you know, has no respect in my eyes. So that's why why I don't like John Cena. I'm gonna try to play a little poker here. I'm gonna go into game chat. Public buying. Here we go. Is your income stable? Why can't I? What the? It's doing that glitch again. I have to restart my game. Okay, I had to restart my game because I got glitched in the. I had to restart my game because I just got glitched in the poker table. I highly recommend playing the Mafia 1 remake. I think you'd really enjoy it. I actually did RPG gameplay. I have a playthrough of it from almost 3 years ago. Check it out on my channel. Yes, he did. John Cena apologized to the Chinese government, which I thought was just ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you. Fast and Furious is kind of like what happened to Saints Row. For calling Taiwan a country. Okay, I will after the stream, Ian. Why did he apologize? Because he probably did it for Hollywood, probably made him apologize, but it was ultimately his choice in the end. Well, I like to call it cringe row, Mario. Fast X Trilogy equals, did they not learn from Rockstar? Looks like they haven't. Thank you, Blinded Eagle. Oh, and let me see if I can actually find that Dutch's mom's gravestone before we play that poker match here. Well, it's okay. It's okay, Vilacqua. You don't have to send me a super chat if you don't want to. I do appreciate it though, but don't feel like you need to. Well, John Cena unfortunately apologized, AN. Oh, I actually thought it was kind of funny, Mario. That cutscene in GTA 5, the Hang 10 cutscene. Where's Dutch's mom's grave? Somebody told me there's Dutch's mom's grave here. I don't see it. Which one is it? It's only in story mode? Oh. Okay, so it's not in the online then. Yeah, so it looks like that's it's in story then, right? You watched my video on Floyd and Deborah, right, Mario? What was worse, World War I or World War II? World War II was overall the more worse war. World War II was, you know, World War II is over 60 million people died in World War II. However, though, what I'll say is that you had a better chance of surviving as a soldier in World War II than you did in World War I. However, though, you had a better chance of surviving as a civilian in World War I than in World War II. So that's if that explains it a little bit. Because in World War II, civilians were mass murdered in huge amounts in World War II. In World War I, it's sure there was massacres of civilians, but they didn't happen as often as World War I. And in World War I, there wasn't really a government policy of just mass murdering in World War I, where there was like massacres that happened, but it wasn't like a government policy in World War I of like the factions in World War I. In World War II, a lot of countries in World War II, their governments were intentionally just mass murdering civilians. You had Nazi Germany, you know, fascist Italy, you had the Empire of Japan. Let me go over the... Why? Well, in why to what part? Let me see here. Public buy-in. I got GTA for a few. Is for a few days. GTA Plus is $1. I didn't even know. I don't think it's worth it. In fact, your video actually resulted in Deborah's personality section being added to her page on the wiki. Really? My lore video helped the wiki on San Andreas, on GTA 5? I'm honored by that. Let me look that up. I'm really curious. Let's see. GTA 5. Let's see. Personality? Oh, this is new, I think. So you're saying this was because of me? Or... While Deborah only appeared in the cutscene one mission, insights into her personality can gain from other details. Deborah is best summed up as a manipulative narcissist, evident by the multiple photos of herself present in every room of her condo besides the bathroom, even going as far as to hang a large portrait of herself in the living room. It is also clear that she has no love for Floyd, as none of the photos depict him, but rather some of her co-workers. Deborah has also shown her as her own bedroom in the apartment, which suggests that she and Floyd seldom, if ever, sleep with each other. Interestingly, a copy of Chains of Intimacy can be found in her nightstand. This and her claiming that work is great when home life is underwhelming suggests that she is dissatisfied with her life with Floyd. One of the phone calls between Floyd and Deborah that the player can overhear reveals that Deborah is too embarrassed to even admit that she loves Floyd when her coworkers are around. Deborah most likely entered this one-sided relationship with Floyd to take advantage of his low self-esteem so she can boss him around to do chores around the condo and buy groceries. It suggested that Floyd is actually scared of Deborah and hence is quick to do her bidding, all while she can cheat on Floyd with her coworkers to further advance her career. Wow. That's really cool there. There's a huge possibility that whoever wrote that got inspiration from my video. It's fine. They don't even have to give me credit for that. It's fine. But I'm honored that like my video actually helped change the GTA wiki page on Deborah. I'm actually honored by that. So that's actually cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, people on the GTA wiki do like watching my videos then. That's what do we got here? Oh wow, look at these cards. Okay. I'd love to collab on that Most Evil Saints video. Oh, okay. We could probably do a video together one day. Maybe we could play co-op on Saints Row 2 again. Do you play co-op on Xbox by any chance, RPG? Yeah. Yeah, okay, let me see here. At $1. So yeah, I don't know if the GTA wiki got that from my video, but it's very similar, but but regardless, it's really cool though that I was able to inspire like a whole page on the GTA wiki on Deborah's personality. Thank you for telling me about that. No, no, no. I don't. You know, they like I said, they don't have to give me credit. I'm not that type of person, really. But I'm just honored by the fact that like my video was able to change a page on the GTA Wiki. I think that's actually kind of cool. Fun fact, during the Cold War, Albania helped the communists in Greece, and in 1967 they banned religion. There was a civil war back in 1997. The thing is, wow, look, that one. Communist Albania hated the Soviet Union. They didn't like the Soviet Union. They weren't friendly with the Soviet Union at all. They supported Greece. The Soviet Union did not support the communists in Greece in the civil war there. What was it? Communist Albania had very close ties to Communist China. That's, Oh, who writes GTA Wiki? A bunch of volunteers. But it's, anyone can really write GTA Wiki, but yeah, whoever wrote this personality page in GTA Wiki, this is really good. They did a good job on this part. It's kind of similar to my video, but this is pretty much what you can observe about Deborah. So yeah, the person who did this on the GTA Wiki, I'm glad they added a personality page. They did a good job with that. Okay, let's see, what do we got here? Ace and an 8. Okay. RPG gameplay. Do you play GTA on Xbox? Not GTA. Do you play Saints Row 2 on Xbox? Did you hear about the Family Feud contestant who got accused for killing his wife? And he also said The Last of Us multiplayer is still being made and we're getting another story. Okay. Blinded Eagle. What Family Feud contestant? First time I'm hearing about this. It's horrible. Can you do Crime Boss tomorrow? Yes, you got it. Next part of Crime Boss will be up tomorrow, I promise. One from 2020. Oh. He's probably gonna bet something he's taking this long. Oh no, he checked. Okay, I was surprised that he checked. No, I don't know about that murder in Albania, Gretty. But I'm gonna be playing SOCOM 2 this year. June we'll probably do SOCOM 2, June. Because I have Medal of Honor Frontline playing, and after that we could do SOCOM, because I wanted to do another war game after Medal of Honor Frontline. Well, SOCOM isn't really a war, it's more Special Forces, but you kind of military game. Probably want to do another one. Was the church the most corrupt during the medieval era? No, the church had a lot of corruption during the medieval era, but the church actually was not the most corrupt. Do you know who was the most corrupt during the medieval era? The aristocrats, the nobles. They were the most corrupt. Church did do horrible things, don't get me wrong, but the aristocrats, they were a bunch of wealthy people that would use their, you know, their titles to basically try to get stuff constantly, and they would abuse the peasants. No, I haven't. Did you share my petition by any chance, RPG Gameplay? If you did, I would appreciate that. Hope you are a good man. Take care. Thank you, Roshan. Oh, yes! Look at these cards right now. Got you, again. Look at how well I did. Okay. Okay, gonna exit here because when you win enough, you leave. No, Mr. Waifu, don't.
Good morning.
I'm good, Adam. How are you, man? Overboard, right?
Here you are. Reckon you've been traveling since last time. Take a look at what we got.
Thank you for sharing the petition.
I ain't one to boast, but my shop keeps this whole town fed.
Pro, my maternal great-grandfather fought for Albania during the Second World War. Sadly, he was killed by the communists. Sadly, I've never had the chance of meeting him. I'm sorry to hear that, Gretty. No, I didn't see the Spider-Man gameplay.
Amazed to see just how fast this town sprung up. Before long, we'll rival Saint Denis.
Oldest video game console I have, PlayStation 1. Buy a can of baked beans for your fans. Sure. We'll do that right now. Should be under provisions, right? Canned food. Baked beans. There we go.
Good.
Could you possibly play Yakuza 0 soon? No pressure. I do really want to play Yakuza. I will definitely play it one day. Definitely. But Yakuza, that's primarily a the Biscari massacre. That was the one in Italy, right? The Billy was always a scumbag in the Lost and Damned in GTA 4. Here, I don't know, Drifter. I
All sorts of folks stop in here. Chief Dunbar purchases from me all the time.
My favorite type of sushi, probably sushi with some crab meat in it.
Some folk tried to buy me out once, but I ain't selling.
Do you think Billy is a reincarnated Dutch? In a way, when you really think about it, the Lost MC were a bunch of outlaw bikers. And instead of horses, they ride motorcycles. And their leader was just, talking about how they're going to get rich and everything's going to work out. But it was just constantly disaster after disaster. So, yeah, there is a possibility in that. Biscari Massacre, I think the Biscari Massacre was I think that was when Americans killed, Italian POWs. I think that's what that was. Yeah, that was,
I ain't one to boast.
yeah, and that was, Patton was to blame for that too, because Patton basically said not to take, I think he said not to take any prisoners, but then Patton said he wasn't being serious when he said that, but Patton is also partially to blame for that. That was horrible.
You forget something?
Modern Warfare 2 lore. I want to make one about why General Shepard betrays you in the Modern Warfare 2022. Why did the Americans kill the Italians? It was just it was Patton. I remember I read about it a long time ago. Patton was saying that, I think, not to take any prisoners or something like that, and then he was a commander of, he was a top general in Europe, an American general during World War II.
Something else catch your eye?
We respect the rank, not the man. That's from Band of Brothers. That's Winter says that to Sobel in Band of Brothers. I remember that line. What do I think of John Wick movies? John Wick, they seem interesting. But personally, I'm not that much of a fan of the John Wick stuff. You know what I'm a fan of? I'm a fan of The Equalizer. If you've seen The Equalizer, he's just as deadly as John Wick. He's a bit older than John Wick, but he's just as deadly as John Wick. What's his name? McCall, that's his name. In The Equalizer. You gotta watch. If you watch John Wick, you gotta watch The Equalizer. But the Equalizer is really satisfying, because in The Equalizer, he's a vigilante, and all he kills is just bad people, evil people. So it's pretty satisfying.
You forget something?
What, that someone broke the glass? Okay. What's... I hear glass breaking constantly. But, yes, that's Denzel Washington. He played, Robert McCall. That was the guy. So I guess we'll, would I ever do an Uncharted series? Sure. One day I could consider it, Kieran. And thank you, Tyler. Thank you for sponsoring my channel, man. Thanks. So I guess we'll be leaving it off here, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for, Thank you for coming by my stream. Thank you for everybody who liked the stream. Thank you for everybody who super chatted. If you guys did enjoy the stream, do drop a like. And I'll have another part of Crime Boss out for you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and Sunday we'll have a GTA 4 lore video. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.